Hey everybody, happy Thursday.
Hey everyone!
My name's Miss April.
And I'm Miss Danielle. And today we are here to celebrate Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Woo! So we are 2 days early. It's actually on September 19th.
That's right.
But we figured we'd celebrate today by reading
Pirate Pete.
Ooh, so Talk Like a Pirate Day actually has a pretty interesting history. It was developed by two guys in the 1990s as they were playing a game of racquetball, and one of them got hurt and said, "Yar!" And then it became kind of an inside joke between the two of them until it developed into an international holiday. So we thought we'd celebrate this fun holiday today by reading a story time and going on a little bit of a treasure hunt. So stay tuned.
Get ready. Pirate Pete by Kim Kennedy, illustrated by Doug Kennedy, with permission from Abrams Books.
Gold put the twinkle in Pirate Pete's eye, the shine in his hook, and the sparkle in his smile. Why, he liked gold so much that he plundered every ship and shore in the 7 seas in search of the gleaming booty. When he heard that the Queen had discovered a treasure map, Pete had to have it.
After all,
He explained to his parrot,
where there's treasure, there's gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-goin'.
Pete journeyed to the Queen's castle, where he whispered a plan to his feather companion.
You sing her to sleep. I'll steal the map.
"Aye," squawked the bird. Up he fluttered to the highest tower, where the Queen sat gloating over the map. Softly, the parrot sang her a lullaby. The dirty trick, the old high seas snoozeroo, worked like a charm on the Queen. While her head bobbed like a man overboard, Pete climbed up the tower and snatched up the map. By the time the Queen awoke, Pete was far out to sea.
Unfurl the map.
He told his bird.
There lies the gold.
He declared, pointing to the bold black X on Mermaid Island.
To Mermaid Island we go. We must be swift,
Said the parrot.
Her Majesty's fleet will be after us for sure.
Pete spun the wheel east, and with a great gust of wind, the ship sailed off.
Fine sailing weather,
Said the parrot. Pete might have agreed,
aye, 'tis.
but he had just spied an island up ahead. He checked the map.
That be Candy Island.
He growled, twisting up his nose.
I thinks we should pay a visit. We don't have time,
Said the parrot.
We've got to get to Mermaid Island. Listen up, matey.
Said Pete.
Where there's candy, there's rotten teeth. And where there's rotten teeth, there's gold to fill 'em. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'.
The stubborn pirate turned the ship toward Candy Island, and with a good wind behind him, they were soon upon its sugary shores.
Avast, ye candy eaters.
Pete told the islanders.
Open your mouths so I can see your gold teeth.
Pete peeked into the mouth of every licking, taffy-tugging, chocolate-chomping soul on the island, but he had not reckoned on the toothbrushing.
Pearly whites.
He cursed.
No gold. No gleaming booty.
He snatched up some sweets and shoved off.
I'll not veer off course again.
He promised the parrot.
To Mermaid Island we go. Now let's take a look at the Queen's treasure map, and let's take a visit to Candy Island.
I wonder what's at Candy Island. Oh, it's a question that we have to answer, Miss Danielle.
What's the question?
What is your favorite sweet treat?
That's a hard one, but I think I would have to say soft serve ice cream with a warm brownie on the side.
Don't you mean a sundae?
No, because I don't like chocolate sauce. So I just want the ice cream and the brownie.
That's a good combination. Mine's a little unorthodox, but it is Lucky Charms cereal.
Really? So do you get the one with just the marshmallows, or do you get the cereal itself?
No, I'm not too big on sweets, so I like the kind of like the crunch of the granola pieces in addition to the soft marshmallows. But I could probably eat a whole box of that in one sitting if left alone.
It's a tasty combo.
Yeah. All right, let's see where Pirate Pete's going to sail to next.
Fine sailing weather,
Said the parrot. Pete might have agreed,
aye, 'tis.
but he had just spied a pot of luck, Clover Island.
That's not where we're headed.
Said the parrot.
Listen up, matey.
Grumbled Pete.
Where there's clover, there's leprechauns. And where there's leprechauns, there's pots of gold. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'.
There's the little elf.
cried Pete as the ship creaked ashore.
A genuine leprechaun, sitting next to a pot of gold.
Before the merry man could cock his hat, Pete seized the pot, scrambled to the ship, and shoved off.
Irish stew.
He hollered when he lifted the lid.
No gold, no gleamin' booty.
He gnashed his teeth.
I'll not veer off course again.
Said Pete.
Next stop, Mermaid Island.
So Pirate Pete just landed on Clover Island.
Let's see what is at our Clover Island. Oh, it's another question. What would be inside your pot of gold?
This is gonna sound really like cliche, but cold hard cash.
I mean, I think it's a little bit more stable than buying a bunch of gold because you never know what that's going to cost. And what if it's like deceiving and chocolate gold coins?
You know, chocolate gold coins do sound kind of good.
That's true. I think, again, in my pot of gold would be Kraft macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese is my very favorite food, and I am on the eternal quest to find the best mac and cheese.
It's the right color. You got
Yes,
the gold
it is
part
the
down.
most macaroni and cheese color is gold. If it's made right.
That's true.
Because I've had some bad mac and cheese before.
I think we've all had some bad mac and cheese.
Absolutely. All right, let's hope Pirate Pete doesn't come across any bad mac and cheese on his next stop.
Fine sailing weather.
Yawned the bird. Pete might have agreed.
Aye, 'tis.
But he had just spied a soothing sight for tired eyes. Sleepy Island.
That's not where we're headed.
The parrot reminded him.
Listen up, matey.
Said Pete.
Where there's sleepin', there's the Sandman. And where there's the Sandman, there's magic gold dust. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'.
Pete sailed to the snoozing shores where the Sandman was tiptoeing from bed to bed. Pete grabbed the old man's bag and reached inside.
Storybooks?
Pete bellowed, waking the island.
No gold, no gleamin' booty.
So he hooked a book and shoved off.
I'll not veer off course again.
He said, pulling on his nightcap.
Tomorrow morning, we make for Mermaid Island.
Well, that loud pirate went and woke up the whole Sleepy Island.
Absolutely, but let's see what's behind our Sleepy Island.
Let's approach quietly.
All right. Our very quiet question for Sleepy Island is, what is your favorite bedtime story?
I don't necessarily have a favorite bedtime story because my mom didn't really read stories to me for like sleeping purposes.
Okay.
We would read before bed, but not like as a bedtime story. She actually used to sing me to sleep.
Oh, so then what's your favorite bedtime song?
You Are My Sunshine.
It's really sweet.
I think so too.
I think the same thing, that my parents didn't particularly pick like bedtime stories for me to read, but one of the first stories I remember reading before bedtime when I was learning how to read was One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. It was one of the first books I read by myself.
That is a very high energy bedtime story.
It is. I think maybe my parents thought like the rhyming would soothe me to sleep, but I know a One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish song
Oh yeah?
that goes along with the book. That will be for another time. Maybe sometime in the future I'll sing it.
We're not singing.
It's a pretty big earworm, and after I learned
gosh.
it, it was stuck in my head for weeks. All right.
All right, let's see where Pirate Pete goes next.
All right. The sun rose and the ship sailed on,
Fine sailing weather.
said the bird. Pete might have agreed,
Aye, 'tis.
but he had just spied a smoldering sight, Dragon Island. He turned the ship towards its smoky peaks.
That's not where we're headed.
Flapped the parrot,
Listen up, matey.
said Pete.
Where there's dragons, there's layers. And where there's layers, there's gold. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'.
Ashore, Pete crept to the dragon's lair where he found the giant lizard snoozing beside a golden egg. Between the snorts and the snores, Pete sneaked the egg from its hazy nest, rolled it to his ship, and shoved off.
'Tis a golden goose egg.
Guessed Pete. Suddenly, this shiny shell cracked open. Out popped a baby dragon with a mouthful of flames.
That's no goose.
Cried Pete.
It's a fire-breathing lizard, and it set our sails ablaze. Abandoned ship.
So Pirate Pete made landfall in Dragon Island.
Let's see what happens when we make landfall in Dragon Island. All right, our last question. What is your favorite magical creature?
I was going to be cliche and say like a narwhal, but then I realized that narwhals are actually real.
We do have a book about them in the nonfiction collection.
So that was embarrassing when I found that out. But then I would have to say my favorite mythical creature is a Pegasus.
That's a good choice from the Hercules movie.
Just any Pegasus.
Any Pegasus?
Just flying horses. What else do you need?
That's true. You know, multiple forms of transportation. I would have to say my favorite is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I know that's
Toothless
really
is so
specific,
cute.
but he's kind of like a big dog.
Yeah, he is.
And
he does act like one.
Who wouldn't want their own Toothless?
He's adorable.
All right.
So let's finally set sail to Mermaid Island.
While the baby dragon flew off with his mother, Pete and his parrot jumped into a rowboat. The parrot watched in despair as their trusty ship sank beneath the waves with a simmering splash.
We're done for.
Sobbed the parrot,
Whale bait. Shark snacks.
Them's no sharks.
said Pete.
Them's be mermaids.
We've made it.
Cheered the parrot.
We made it to Mermaid Island.
Hand me the treasure map.
Pete declared, crawling onto shore. After yelling out paces and counting out steps, hobbling to the right and wobbling to the left, Pete finally called.
Here 'tis. X marks the spot.
Pete began digging. Then he finally struck something.
A treasure chest.
He cried. With a clang of his cutlass, he broke the chest lock. The lid flew open to reveal.
Gold.
Pete sang.
Gleamin' booty.
It was a pirate's dream come true. While Pete bathed in the glorious riches, a shadow fell across them.
The Queen.
Squawked the parrot as guards gathered around.
Look here, your majesty.
Said Pete, fumbling for a fib.
I got your treasure all dug up and waiting for ye.
But the queen would not be tricked this time. Take the gold, she ordered the men, but leave the pirate and his bird here alone. Then, as quickly as they had come, the queen and her troops disappeared.
All that work and no gold. No gleaming booty.
Moaned the parrot.
What's worse, we're marooned.
Not to worry, matey.
Said Pete with a wink.
The queen may have taken our gold, but she forgot our boat.
So Pete and his faithful companions set off again, this time for the sunset, where the ocean glistened like 1,000 coins of gold. After all, where there was gold, they were a-goin'. The end.
Thank you for joining us for Pirate Pete.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to see more of our videos in the future. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye!